Pounds, it went to 17 or 18.
Wow.
And that was a big change in everything that you bought. Travel, of course, because instead of calculating that this costs 8, it now costs 18. Yeah, that was the very first shock in a way on how different things can be.
One day to the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. What was
Exactly.
happening in 2017?
Nothing. The economy was bad, and they decided to. It has always been
Oh, it
protected,
was.
the relationship between the dollar and the pound, and they decided to loosen up this connection, but not float it completely to be its actual value. Just release that link
Yeah.
a bit. And now the dollar is almost £50.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
But that happened not gradually, but like with
it happened. I
Jumps.
think in three different jumps. So 2017 was the first one, and then there was one last year, and I don't remember the one in the middle. But this makes all the cycle. Everything becomes more expensive. Rent becomes more expensive.
yeah.
Gas becomes more expensive. Rent specifically jumped, like for some people 3 times as high.
Yeah, that's insane.
Exactly. So as a freelancer, to be able to decide to reject projects or take a month off, it's very difficult because you really depend on the income all the time.
Of course.
But I think since COVID, in general, people have become more considerate. So within the arts and culture, since COVID, you acknowledge that other people can be on a holiday or too stressed to work or are slower. And it has become more vocal that I tell you that I understand. You don't have to push yourself, we don't have a deadline, or you decide what the deadline is because we know it's a stressful time of the year. People have become more expressive when it comes to
Both ways. Asking but also saying. No?
Yeah.
And you think it's everywhere? Or just like particular some people you work with?
For me, it was arts and culture in general. because I had clients who were culture institutes that were international in Denmark or publishing house in Germany, things like that. So it was not a specific client. And international or like non-local were more aware of this like initiative that you give the person in front of you a chance to recover.
Yeah.
But that was definitely more during COVID than during Palestine.
Now less?
Now much less.
Do you think it was even a backwards situation?
No, it was not to the extent that backwards, but it was unacknowledged. Like very little people would actually start the email by saying, we know that the situation is really close to you and that it's really bad and we hope you're okay.
Wow.
We would like to work on this project if you have the time. But not as much support as during COVID. COVID was more tangible for people, but Palestine was too distant. If you're not really interested in the culture, then what you're doing is exoticizing whatever culture it is that you go and look at from afar and take a few pictures.
It's just neo-colonial shit.
Exactly.
Like it's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's like we've been there. It's a continuation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's exactly how dominance or Western dominance wants to be like, right? It wants to be like the center of gravity.
The anchor,
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to rest when I can. Not like these past 2 months were bad because I have too many overlapping projects. That before that, I used to be able to take like a day off on a Tuesday and just go out for breakfast or for a movie or see a friend during the day, and I'd work the next day or the same day in the afternoon. Like take this, use the flexibility of being a freelancer.
Yeah.
But I'm also generally a very like committed or systematic person, so I work every day from the morning. I don't do the freelance thing of like deciding that I only work when I have the inspiration. No, I just work every day.
Like every day?
Except for weekends, but sometimes I work on weekends too, because sometimes I'm trying to get ahead of the work. And sometimes if it's research or writing and I don't have time during the week, then I work during the weekend.
But is your weekend also Saturday,
Friday,
Saturday?
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday is the main weekend day.
Of course.
Saturday, some people take it only half off, or some businesses work on Saturday. I was recently discussing with a close friend who was very active during the revolution in 2011, and most of his friends were very active, and they're all within also like art, culture, and academia, most of them. We were discussing something that had to do with like not looking at our phones in the morning, And I usually look, but I don't look at anything constant. I just look at stupid videos and whatever.
Cat videos.
Whatever. I just waste a few minutes while I'm in bed, and then I start my day. And sometimes I also respond to messages because I have close friends in different time zones. So when I wake up, I find messages from them in the middle of the night. Sure. So I responded during the day.
Happens to me also.
And yeah. So there's always something that you need to, like not necessarily need to, but you feel that you need to interact with or respond to.
Yeah.
But I can also, I put my phone on silent all night. I don't feel like there's anything urgent that I will need to respond to. And if I want to work or I want a couple of hours not to look at the phone in the morning, I can totally do it. I don't mind it at all.
You don't have automatism or something?
No. through the past few years, I feel like it's just generally hopeless. It's just we're in a really bad situation that's not going to change. So it's like it's really out of everybody's hands. It's like there's nothing we can do to change this. We just have to find ways to cope with it.
Did you say
that's why
hopeless?
We have hopeless.
Yeah. Like really hopeless?
Yeah. Politically, economically, everything. It's much worse than before. You're officially not allowed to protest. You're officially not allowed to stand in a group of 15 or more and do whatever. And this is considered like a protest. Whatever you say, if you're in a group of 15 or more, it's just not allowed. So nobody voices their thoughts anymore. And when they do, they're immediately put in trouble.
So I feel like this relationship changes across different phases of my life, and the way I perceive the city and feel the city is different each time.
Yeah.
I noticed that every person has his own Cairo.
Yes.
So I was trying to show that in order to be able to do something that's not artistic, but like there has to be a fixed routine in my life.
Yeah.
So that I can go out of that routine and pour whatever I have somewhere else. Because I tried not having like a fixed routine or a system, like in my day. And I couldn't do anything else. Like I couldn't bring out my art.
Physical resting, for me, I don't rest unless I'm home, in my own home.
So it needs to be your specific
I mean, I like to sleep on my own bed.
Of course.
I like to sleep on my own,
Yes.
pillow. Like
Yes.
for me, physically resting means I'm stick to a specific routine. Traveling, it means I'm on the run all the time.
Yeah.
Suitcases, airport. This is not resting. You go into a new place,
Yeah.
Airbnb. You need time to adjust your sleeping. I'm also talking about my age, right? I'm not young anymore. So it's become
Priorities.
Yes, it's become very important that I have my own.
Yes. I
Routine?
noticed that also.
Yes.
Like it's harder. It's like, okay, maybe no.
No. So I need to have my own routine. To be able to rest physically. Enough sleep, routine, quietness.
Yeah, and I mean the question always is, why would you give it up? Is it worth it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also I see resting mentally, like to go somewhere else and just leave everything behind, like work, all your, and indulge in a new experience, like seeing a lot of exhibitions, seeing arts, being in nature, go, you come recharged with a different energy, but not necessarily physically rested.
Well, okay. So you differentiate between physical
Of
and
course.
mental rest?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
How is that possible?
It is, but I don't know, sometimes I go back from holiday and I just need 2 days to readapt again to space.
Yeah, makes sense. Say it again.
مرح عشوائي
مرح عشوائي.
مرح عشوائي يعني عشوائي means more chaos than random, and marah is like fun or having fun.
What is it? A person.
And it's a phrase. Like marah عشوائي is like to describe the person who is my friend, who has a chaotic energy.
Okay, so I can say that like an adjective, like describing someone.
No, describe the fun. The chaotic or random fun. Like
The
when
fun
you are-
is random
when you
and
go
chaotic.
out,
Okay.
not expecting to meet someone or to do something fun, and then you ending up having something fun.
The topic was about resilience too, like how we survive and what is the difference between resilience and suffering and surviving.
Wow.
Like this.
Wow, it's
keywords.
really very important.
Yeah, like this. Exactly, like where we are and how we feel this and how we feel that. And also, like we were working about very different technique. It's about like letting yourself, like you just you don't resist, and this is what's so hard for me. And this is what's so hard for me in the first, like it told me, like, oh my God, you can't, like you can't let yourself go, like just let yourself go, just go down, just fall. And the whole performance was about like someone carrying you, and you just let your body
Carrying you, right? Someone else.
like we were too. Yeah, so sometimes I was carrying the guy, and sometimes he was carrying me. It has a lot of meanings, like this, it's like life, like we're just like running and you don't know what's going and trying to survive. Yeah, exactly, and this, loving each other or really caring each other.
يا عبدو دول بقى العشرة يا عبدو الحمادة ها؟ ايه؟ ربعاية بقول 50 منها كام يا حضرات؟
وانت شغال بقى دلوقتي في ايه؟ كمان جنيه
51 حد عنده أجرة تاني وراه؟ حد عنده أجرة تاني وراه؟
حد جنيه بس
هنا اهو
هات الجنيه
حد
So, for example, the first issue I was focusing on like the first layer of the street whenever anyone like walks in a street in the city, which is the makeshift solutions that you find everywhere. I was very interested in like categorizing those makeshift solutions and learning about the people. I was actually not really learning. I was just observing and commenting and
documenting that.
Yeah, documenting and commenting on those documentations, and then slowly, and in my life, I was you know how your personality changes when you're in school and then when you go to university and then when you work. I was the observer at this point. I didn't talk a lot. I was a quiet person and I was just observing. And then like a bit later, I was interacting with people a lot. Like I had things to say and I wanted to listen to the people as well. So
اي